The crypto project that IShowSpeed was shilling on his live stream and everyone called a scam has made their own response video, and it's gone over pretty terribly. And I'm sure whatever you think that the video would be based around and what the response would be like, you're probably exactly on point.
As you can see from the screenshots, we had a 92.3% success rate of people liking the stream. 43 minutes into the video, we had an average 40,000 viewers.
So they're starting off strong with this video with data that means nothing, because if you look at it, it's actually below the average for Speed's entire channel, so it's not something to really be bragging about. On top of that, YouTube's kind of tried to dismiss the dislike button, but overall, this is an IShowSpeed stream, and it's below his average numbers, so I would probably say that's a bad thing, not something to try and be bragging about.
What you guys need to understand is for 43 minutes, we were showcasing our brand, talking about the Paradox Crypto, showing the game. Everything was entertaining. We had fake Ronaldo. Everything was fine. No comments suggesting that we are a scam. It was just W's in the chat all the way around.
Oh, W's in the chat all around. Not like that's what a speed stream consists of, and massive spams of W. That's kind of just what his whole thing is. He is obviously trying to set up the point where everyone loved them and they were just so amazing. And their new game that's coming out, everyone could not wait to get their hands on it. And it was just random that the L scam started to be spammed in the chat. That was completely random and obviously a bot attack. But in reality, when people started flooding the chat with L scam was when they were trying to promote or do their call to action to get people to follow their Twitter and their project socials to try and get them into that funnel to be able to buy the token so that they could make their money.
This is when the first cyber attack happened. This attack lasted 4 minutes. After the 4-minute attack, all the comments went down, as you can see here. Guys, this is very unusual. It's clear to see that he was botted. Nobody in the chat meant what they said.
That's some pretty big copium. Starting out saying this was a cyber attack. I mean, a little dramatic. Come on, let's be serious here. And to try and sweep it all under the rug by saying nobody meant what they were saying, guys. Please buy my crypto. It's the best crypto. Please buy it. I don't wonder how people who are actually in this, who have this coin, how do they feel about this video? Because seeing the CEO in the face of your project on his hands and knees begging for people to believe that this was bots seems like it might be a failing project and not much confidence in the company. But those spikes in comments come because there was something that you did on your side to try and stir up the audience. You tried to get them to spike and go over to your crypto socials so that they could join the project and buy your token, when in reality you did that call to action, and a lot of people who were just lurking and watching the stream all of a sudden saw maybe some other people saying it was an L scam and said, you know what, this is an L scam. And then that chains into a lot more people actually putting it out because of your calls to action there.
Anybody that was watching that live stream, they started falling for it. They started thinking, okay, somebody knows something we don't. So started pushing out the narrative that this is a scam. And some people actually decided, you know what, this is actually funny. Let's troll the person we look up to the most, that we tune into every single day, that entertains us for free and doesn't ask for anything in return.
Wow, I like the attempt to guilt trip there. Even though Speed's already thrown them under the bus and basically cut all ties with them and wants nothing to do with them after everyone started calling him a scammer, he literally came out and said that in a clip that after the stream happened.
Stop spamming. I'm not a scammer, bro. Why they keep spamming? I'm not a scammer, dog. I made a little mistake, you know, that I wish I never did, but I'm not a scammer, bro.
If your project is so weak and so bad to the point where bots can come in and influence real people to say, well, maybe this is a scam, you got a pretty bad product. Because just imagine if Apple or Google had a live stream with a chat and people botted and saying L scam, and would people turn around and say, you know what, now that I think about it, Apple is a huge scam? Now, there are people that say that and say and don't like Apple products, but the reality is they have a product that people enjoy using. So that's why they buy it. And if a random person came to someone who uses an iPhone and says, you know, Apple's a scammer, right? The majority of them would say, what are you talking about? I love my Apple products, and continue on their day. So if your project is so frail that if someone calls it a scam, it collapses, then it's probably a pretty trash project.
While this is happening, I get a message. I'm off camera and it's from Hobie Global, one of our partners, an exchange that we are getting listed on. They are worth $40 billion. On average, they have $1 billion worth of trading volume every single day. So when they message you and say, why is everybody on IShowSpeed Live saying you're a scam? Trust me, you start to panic.
Saying an exchange is this $40 billion exchange as if that gives it credibility. I mean, I seem to remember a $32 billion exchange that recently collapsed and everyone lost everything on. So just because you can throw around big numbers doesn't mean that the exchange is safe, and if the exchange is some super high tier, doesn't allow scams on it, it basically means nothing at this point. And still on top of that, why would you begin to panic? If your project isn't a scam and it's on the up and up and it is built out to be this video game, metaverse, Web3, all keywords inclusive organization, why would you care if people call it a scam? If you're not a scam, it doesn't matter. So you caring about this means that it has some sort of worth on you.
What you're seeing now is the enhanced audio of the unmuted mic situation. Guys, please listen very carefully. It's very important.
Our crypto exchange is worth $40 billion and has sent us a picture saying, why is IShowSpeed comment saying scam coin? $40 billion. We spent $10 million on this project and every single person in the comment is saying scam coin because we are getting botted. Please do something. We're going to lose. Listen, Twitter giveaway.
Pretty interesting stuff there, playing that clip, and you might be wondering to yourself, you've probably seen it, that's not the whole clip. What is the rest of it? What is he trying to hide? Why didn't he play the whole clip? He only played half of it. And the reason is because the next half of it makes him sound very controlling and worried about people talking about it, which we all know scammers have never been. Scammers don't worry about what people say and try and silence them. They love the open discussion, right? But here's the rest of the clip for what he cut out.
Don't work like. I'm doing it. I put it in members only.
So you can see the rest of that clip shows them trying to tell Speed, close the chat, stop people from talking, don't allow people to talk. And whenever people want to silence somebody else, you always know they're very trustworthy and out in the open.
If it was a scam, why would we still be here? If it was a rug pull, why would the price not go down? We are up 600% on the first 5 minutes of launch. Even up until now, we are 130% up as we're recording this video. So you would have made double your money.
So interesting defense tactic here, saying if we were a scam, we wouldn't be around still, even though we only launched like 4 days ago. That makes a lot of sense. I hate to break it to you, but scams can stay around longer than a day. FTX was around for multiple years and they just collapsed, and turns out that they were a scam. So clearly, if FTX could last a couple years, why can't you last a couple years? And even at this point, I mean, it doesn't look like you're going to last that long. But making these claims that you're up 600% and 130%, you would have doubled your money had you gotten in. Let's take a look at that, because we can see this launch here. We can see some of the big problems, that it's down 15%. I think it's measured for like the last hour here. You look at the chart since launch, it launched at 9 cents and it's obviously worth 6 cents now. So that's down. But the key metrics here to keep an eye on is market cap at 872,000 and fully diluted market cap at 68.7 million. So what that means is that the circulating supply is this 872,000, meaning there's $68 million roughly of this coin hidden somewhere, where at this current price of 7 cents about, it's in some sort of wallet. It's probably the founder's tokens that they don't have access to, which we're going to get to later, that they might have access to. That is a massive problem, that all of it, $68 million, is stored somewhere on a market cap of 800,000. Do you see how massive this founders pack is that they're trying to probably get rid of, but the volume just isn't there. They cannot sell without sending this thing to zero.
Research. If you look into our tokenomics, you can see us as founders, we do not even have access to our own tokens. For a whole year, we get nothing. So we can't dump. However, to reassure our community and everyone else that is watching, we will be burning all of our founders' tokens. $12 million worth. So you guys can't say we're in it for the money.
So interesting point there to say that the founders tokens are locked up for a year with no access to it, but they're going to get access to it to burn it. So maybe he means, if he's going to come out and say he means that when it unlocks, they're going to burn it. But from the it sounds like they're saying that they're going to burn this soon or recently, or they're going to do it sometime soon. So sounds like they can get access to the founders tokens, which is the exact opposite of what they said before and what he literally led this sentence with. All in all, pretty bad response, apology type video for a crypto project that we've seen. And I mean, for me, it looks like these guys are acting exactly down the scammer playbook. They're doing everything that scammers would do. So it does seem a little weird that they keep parading down this, but who knows? Maybe they turn the whole thing around and it becomes the next AAA gaming studio and everyone is making a living in the Paradox metaverse. I don't think so, though. And this is only part one of this whole kind of response series, I guess. So we'll see what part 2 has. Maybe it gets even more clear and we get even more points. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how much further he can talk about this, but part 2 has got to be coming out sometime. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in my next video.